funny, man. No, I had to run. I hopped out. Mo has to send it because I've run this real quick. I hopped off. I had to get run my NCAA game. Best believe I screenshot those points though. So that way when Mo's talking crazy, I can be like, all right, my shoulders heard that. My shoulders heard that game from Kerry, man. Someone's appreciative. He been holding on to that one.
The Badgers will kick it away to start.
This fool said I'm making pencils.
He's going to take a chance and bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15.
Alright, I gotta win this game, man. I gotta win this game. All these damn road games back to back, man.
Gonna run it. It's Slater. Nudges ahead for one out to the 16. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog.
Damn, I should have went to a pass on that one. Damn.
And don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
Knocked down at the 26 after ripping off 10 there. He threw that one with some serious heat. This senior quarterback doesn't need a lot of space to get it in there. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Out of the gun, the give to the...
No.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Great team.
My bad, yeah. Yes, he ranked. They don't let you start without a fifth. I'm pretty sure, but that stuff they will.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Trying to make magic with his feet. They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the change for the first down.
Well, he does a really nice job buying time, and I love the awareness there. Understanding no one's open downfield, knowing where the sticks are, and he's able to use his athleticism to get that first down.
The Trojans have their offense in high gear. Throws for the tight end. Complete downfield. Can anyone catch him? That is just a gargantuan play as he has it all the way down to the 12.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch.
That tight end slow as hell, man.
Find a lot of ways to get him to
damn.
this game.
This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. They'll try the run. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
Why about center jump backwards? What the?
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Using his legs, it's Slater. Dragged down at the 6 after a pickup of 2. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. They'll give it to the back. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop.
And you know exactly what time it is when you get down here in the red zone. You got to be able to run the football. But when you got a back like who punches the ball in the end zone consistently almost every single game, you are going to feed that animal the rock.
This offense has moved into plus territory, and they want to keep the heat on. They'll go for it on 4th down. Try to get it on the ground.
How did the...
Man,
I gotta focus.
Listen, I have no problem being aggressive on 4th down, but consequences for that. Now you got to have your defense go bail you out. So you start the game trying to be aggressive. Well, defense, you got to get my back now.
1st and 10 from inside their own 5. You got to take care of the ball, but there is room to take a shot here. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Touch pass on the right. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
Quarterback run is part of their game plan. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. I wonder how much fun this is for him. The head coach trying to take down the old alma mater across the way.
Yeah, I think these are always mixed emotions and how you feel about this, playing your old squad. Like, it's something about it, I'm sure, that's nostalgic, and all the memories probably come flooding back. But there's also a competitive element, Palmer, that you want to beat this squad. Like, this is the next team in your way for you accomplishing your goals and dreams.
Yeah, he's probably experiencing the emotional spectrum coming into this game, but make no mistake about it, he has to separate himself from his past allegiances and understand he's the home team. He wants this crowd to get in this football game. You know he just gave a rousing speech to his guys in the locker room before taking the field. He wants to win this game versus his alma mater.
Here's the handoff. Knocked down after picking up 5 out to the 24.
I know the passing game sells, the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Trying play action. Quickly out to the tight end. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. We always talk about the Wisconsin ground game, but the Badgers have had some efficient quarterbacks in recent years, too.
And just finding the guy that fits, right? They're a scheme fit, a system fit. Finding that guy that can be a complement to the run game, that's what you want with a great Wisconsin offense.
And the Badgers have this offense rolling. They'll run it to the right side. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job on the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8.
I'm doing something, baby. Can't hear you.
He's looking to throw. He looks that one in nicely. There's a live football. And this fumble will squirt out of bounds.
You know, fumbles really just comes down to luck. Oblong-shaped ball just can bounce any which way whatsoever. An offense right there, very lucky that one went out of bounds.
The Badgers will have it 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the inside give. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're...
What up? No, I'm not talking. Oh, is that my daughter? Oh no, that's my daughter. I didn't realize I was on the. I usually on mute, man. My bad. Nah, my bad.
Ball and run it effectively.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's tackled, but there's also a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. On 2nd down, wants to throw. Now he'll fire back into the middle. And that falls incomplete as they tried to wrap up the first quarter with a bang, but the incomplete pass takes us to the 2nd quarter. Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Oh, he makes the catch. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker.
36. Now, 4th down.
They'd be looking at a 53-yard field goal from here. Instead, they'll try to pick it up on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. Bringing it back. The 40. At the 30. The 10. And it's going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Southern Cal.
Yeah, and how about that, man? 4th down, trying to go make a play, get this offense going, get it sparked, get some points on the board, and that couldn't have gone any worse. They throw the pick, and not only that, they return it all the way back for 6. That offense just shot themselves right in the foot.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it.
Wisconsin, 0.
Oh, he's going to take a chance. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive, throwing a pick 6, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
6-yard pickup on 1st down leaves him with 2nd and 4. He's looking to throw. He's got him along the sideline. Beautiful footwork for the 1st down. Throw him to the spot, and that's exactly what he did to pick up the 1st down.
And that's so many hours of doing this together. You know exactly when he's going to break on that out route. You know what kind of speed he has because you've thrown it so many times. Nice rhythm and timing, and you could tell that was experience between receiver and quarterback.
Going up top on 1st down. And that pass intercepted. Got some room to run. Touchdown, Trojans. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Brought down at the 28, but it's a 10-yard gain.
Nice read and nice throw. And I know Wisconsin quarterbacks always get the unfair moniker that they're game managers, and it's because they've always been a great rushing offense. Just got to complete a couple throws and keep the offense on schedule. But when you think about the offenses where they've had a difference maker, a guy like Russell Wilson that were able to throw on first down, take shots, just make them so much more explosive. I think this guy has some of those traits too.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment and they've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
Now the play fake. Now adjusting. He'll just throw it away, and it'll be 4th down.
And this is why you don't want to get in these situations. 3rd and long, defense knows it's pass. They're playing pass, playing deep. QB has nowhere to go with the football, so he just throws it away.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He's got great speed. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those 4th down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession for you.
They'll run play action. Feeling some heat. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Defense came on the field with fresh legs, and here on just the 2nd play of the drive, they're able to get a sack.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Floating away. Finds his man. It's Hess. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And the Trojans will call on their punt team. Sends his first one of the day on the way. We didn't see much of him in that victory last week. Just called on one time. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. The lead's not insurmountable, just down 14-0. But, David, you don't score here, and it could get a little tricky fast.
If you don't score here, if you don't possess the football and put something together to give your defense a little bit of a blow, it's not the ideal start. But it ain't like this game's late in the football game. Create some momentum here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, momentum's a real thing in college football. This team needs the juju to get going. That 1st quarter is one they'd love to forget, so find your best play.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
That is how you start a drive. Meet the physical challenge on 1st down. Rush the quarterback, get the sack on 2nd down, and now put him in a 3rd and long situation. Nice job by this defense.
We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. Going the other way, and he's got room. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
3rd and Africa is extremely difficult. When I know it's a passing situation, I get to rush the passer and pin my ears back. I get to put more DBs on the field to drop back and really play pass coverage. You can tell the offense was trying to force it, trying to get that 1st down, makes the big mistake.
Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You've got to think there's 11 guys on defense right now keying in on this running back. They've watched the tape. They've seen this guy gash defenses. He's scored a boatload of touchdowns this season. You're anticipating him getting the football here.
They love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of a field goal, but it's 3rd and goal. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. And the holder will spot it on the 14 for a 24-yard attempt. Between the uprights, it's good. And that will extend their lead even further. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Top 15 teams colliding today in a huge matchup, and it's now a final. Ohio State looked dominant in a victory that was never really in question. That offense had zero problem putting up points, not unlike the days of Stroud and Fields and so many greats before them. We'll see a lot of games this week, but few will have as much of an impact on the new top 25 poll next week as this one, gentlemen.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. Quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Looking deep down the right side. And they couldn't connect on the deep shot. Let's see if things get worse. There's a flag on the field. Which way is this going to go? They put themselves in a hole to start. It's 1st and 20. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Off play action. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And it's his 4th interception of the game. He'll try to take it back. And after the pick, everybody going the other way, and he crossed midfield and got it to the 47.
And another mistake from this quarterback. That's back-to-back drives now that have resulted in interceptions. He's got to find a way to find something different, get in a better rhythm, start seeing the field better, Palmer, because he's not in a flow right now.
No, David, it looks like he's...
Grabs it inside the 15. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Trojans will kick it away to crank up the 2nd half. He'll bring it out. It's Dalton. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with results of the play. And the Badgers send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He gets a block. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Couldn't ask for better field position for this offense. They'll leave it with him. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. It's caught. And what a job to get the foot down and make it a huge gain along the sideline.
And a big reason why this team has the lead in this game is because of plays like that. They know they've got firepower throwing the ball. They've got the dudes outside that can make things happen. You saw it in the first half, and you see it here again early in the third quarter.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going. I don't know what's going on, but they got to find a way to get their talented back some space so he can make some.
Touchdown, Trojans! And the punishment has been extended. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the second half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
Quarterback wants to throw on second down. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. From the gun, wants to pass. And this is going to be incomplete on third down.
Defense did a great job. Third and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
The Badgers will bring the punt team onto the field. Kicks it high, and it's just hanging there as if it has helium in it and floating down toward the earth. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. He'll try the left side. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
You just got to wonder how frustrated this guy is, especially after the success he had their last game out, but just nothing going in this one. He has not been able to get himself into a rhythm. There's been way too much penetration up front defensively. They've been able to stop him in his tracks.
Pocket starts to collapse. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great job by the defense there. First off, getting pressure initially and then forcing him outside the pocket. After that, excellent effort. All eyes on the quarterback. And you see the speed this defense has. They're going to be putting a lot of heat on this guy throughout the game.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
Yeah, and the defensive line, you know, third and long situations, I'm rushing the quarterback. You bring in the nickel, a little bit more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack on third down.
Fair catch is made, but there is laundry on the deck, so we might be having a do-over. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Offense set on first down. Wide out in motion. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Fires to the right. It's caught. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
And that's the beauty of run and play action. Everybody sucks up, plays the run, and you get to slip that tight end down the field with a full head of steam and make a big play.
Took just one play, and they got it almost to midfield. First down from the 49. Here's a quick throw out to the left. Makes the grab, and he's dragged down.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick six. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the inside.
Here's an opportunity for this offense in search of its first touchdown. It's 1st and 10. Give to the running back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football. You can tell.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. The give to the back. Across the 25, he's got room. Right down the gut of the field. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Badger. And a huge run from the back for 6.
it's nice to have a running back that can do that. That makes everything else easy on offense. Hey, hand it to that guy, he makes a big play. Yes, please.
Lining up to add another. And after the extra point, they're now down 24-7. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Oregon delivered maybe its most thorough thumping in years in a game that featured a ton of big plays, not unlike the way LaMichael James, Kenyon Barner, and Jonathan Stewart used to do it. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And now to try to put things in motion on 2nd and long from the 15. He's looking to throw. They're bringing heat. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. They've changed ends of the field, now facing 3rd down as they go back to work. He's looking downfield to throw. He'll take the deep shot. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Looking for more room. He'll go out of bounds, but he gets the ball back, takes it the other way, and he has created a great sudden change opportunity.
So you're saying there's a chance, Reese. I know it's not a big chance, but you got the ball back now. Maybe your offense can get hot. You can create some turnovers, maybe get an onside kick. Who knows? I'm saying there's a chance.
And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
At this point in the game in the 4th quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Quarterback will audible. Looking to pass on 2nd down. He wants it all. And he makes the grab, but they're signaling not a catch. He's out of bounds.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the 4th quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
Wide receiver shows motion. On 3rd and goal, they'll throw it. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. From the left hash, this one shouldn't be too much trouble. It's good. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. He'll bring it back from inside the 15. He's just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
getting some heat. And they got him. He'll get him down for the sack.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Got room at the 35. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
I'll tell you what, I love having a quarterback that trusts himself, that knows in a big situation in the 4th quarter, he can take off and still take care of the football, get a big first down, continue to put this offense in a good position to succeed.
They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff, where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football, and the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains. These routes have some reads and adaptability built in, and the big fella found that cushion and made the play.
Man, it's so awesome how much offenses have evolved. They know exactly what they're getting, where to sit down, quarterback, tight end, on the same page, gets the first down.
At the 35, he's got room. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31.
Everything going the offense's way. They're trying to ice this game late. They've got a really nice lead, so you just want to run the ball, high percentage throws, and keep the chains moving, and they're doing that. This has been a beautiful drive to watch. Offense continues to stay in a nice rhythm here late.
And the runner is down, and so is a flag. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Offense getting set for first down. The snap sets up the throw. He's going to run it. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
I think he did a really good job, first of all, keeping his eyes downfield. You could see he wanted to throw the football. But when it's not there, don't force it. Tuck it down, get some positive yards.
On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. Powers forward, but stopped after a pickup of 2 to the 24. Here comes 3rd and short from the 24, and this offense does not want to send out the field goal unit. From the gun, wants to pass. Nifty little scamper on this one, enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
I tell you what, these are so frustrating, right? He drops back, it's a pass, he wants to throw the football. But when he starts scrambling, these are those chances where you get those chase down poke outs or hit the QB as hard as you can to try to force a fumble. You got to do something to get the offense the football back.
Able to pick up a couple before he's knocked down. They mark it at the 10.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
They'll go right back to the run. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
It's 3rd down now. They ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. To the ground to try to move the chains. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1.
And it's not a surprise who they gave the football to. When you get down in this area, they're going to call his name. The physical back, they're going to give him the football. They're going to use their identity of physicality and run game down here in the red zone.
trying to pound their way in. Touchdown, USC! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They extend this fourth quarter lead, and now they are staring at a 7-game winning streak.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out, just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. They're lining up to boot it away.
Wisconsin, 10.
And he's going to run it back. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. The deficit is large, hope is fainting, but they'll try to finish strong.
They made a lot of mistakes in this game, and that's why it looks like they're going to take the L. Lots of things to improve on, lots of things to coach upon, and at this point, I think if you're a head coach, David, you're just trying to see which of your guys aren't quitting late in the game.
Yeah, which is a real thing, by the way, man. Who's going to compete to the final whistle? What do we talk about all the time? Coaches are always preaching to these guys. Don't worry about the scoreboard. Just compete as hard as you can. So, good opportunity to try to finish this game with something positive.
To the air on first down. The throw to the outside is complete. Boy, this freshman quarterback has a hose. Did he zing that thing in there? Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Finds the tight end. Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. Trying to find his man on first down. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
Going to throw it to the right. He's got his man. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
Well, this offense has a ton of work left ahead of them here in this 2-minute situation late in the game. But the drive off to a good start. You get the first down, you get out of bounds, you work in the perimeter of the field. That is exactly what you want to do.
He wants to throw it. Fires to the end zone. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. And the offense makes the tackle in frustration after the interception. Drive comes up empty, and it's a turnover. They're backed up. 1st and 10 from inside their own 5, and they'll try to get this drive started. Looking to move it through the air. With the catch, it's Hess. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
I'll be honest, man. If I had the weapons these guys had offensively, I'd be staying aggressive too. It's what got them to this point. It's why they have the lead here in the 4th quarter. Take some shots when those opportunities present themselves.
They make the stop, and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you'll perform well enough to do so, that's really hard to stop.
It's a mindset, Reese. This team has it right now. You can tell their players trust each other. Big situations arise in games. They're looking at each other in the huddle on the sideline, expecting to make the play that's going to help them win games. This team incredibly mentally tough right now, Dave.
And you start to build that mental toughness when you start to string together positive weeks and you start to string together positive plays. Now you know you can do it. It's not, we talked about it in the offseason, oh, we want to do this. Now you're starting to execute it and put it together on the field.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.